If I'm really honest, and I'm just going to say it out loud, because I think if we're going to get slammed about any dish on the menu from a reviewer, I think it could be that.
Saying what?
Saying that it's shit.
We actually wrote the menu like 12, 16 months ago. We had this original plan that we wanted to make things simpler here than Fallow. Knowing us, we just, whenever we taste anything, it's like, oh, how can we make it better? How can we make it better? People that know Fallow will sort of see similarities in our flavour profiles and the way that we come up with dishes, because obviously that's our style.
So you can sort of block the menu into two parts. So you've got the snacks, grilled skewers, small plates and flatbreads all come at the same time. And then large plates, steaks, feast is sort of the main event.
So the idea, you've got like these cast iron skewers where meat's sort of flamed with nice glazes and nice sauces. And then we've got the flatbreads out of the new pizza oven, which are great, and you can mop up the juices from the skewers. So that's sort of like the central bit of the menu. We've got the large sharing plates, which we don't really have the space to do at Fallow. So we've got the roe mixed grill and the shellfish platter to sort of share between the table and be like everyone just sort of dig in a bit more of a convivial eating style. You know, we've had Will and I, but we've also had our development chef, Layla, Dayden, you know, senior Sue, alongside John.
I'm Layla, and I'm the development chef at Roe. I get given a brief of a dish that they want to see, and I'll make up 10 different recipes or 10 different dishes, and then at the end of the week, we'll kind of have like a debrief or a tasting. They'll decide what they like, what they hate. To be brutally honest,
It's shit, potentially. And that's the only dish.
I think it needs tweaking, don't get me wrong. I think we need to fry it in a nice crab oil. I want to lose the dulse. I think it's too fishy.
the cod hot dog is the name we don't mention. We were using cod trim from our fish supplier that was getting thrown away. So it was an awesome concept to have a hot dog made out of all this cod waste. Some people really, really liked it, and then some people really, really hated it, like Will.
But what it gave us, that process, is the time to think about it, what we're trying to achieve, source really cool, interesting ingredients that we've not used or showcased before on other menus. But yeah, Layla's been really pivotal in that.
Things can always be improved, but it's always about getting to that level where you're like, actually, that's really delicious. Maybe we change this and this, or you keep doing it, and then someone in the kitchen comes up with an amazing idea, and you're like, oh my gosh, and then you can use that to kind of change it as well.
Yeah, I just said good job.
I know, I appreciate it.
That was good. I like the puree, I like that colour.
Did you get that?
Do you think
He
these would be
said
better
there's
on the...
nothing he doesn't like.
Developing a menu and then sort of pulling it all together for your first service is actually very different. So some things that you taste on your own or individually, when you try them as part of the wider menu, they don't quite work.
The realisation of when we actually got to site and start actually getting into the kitchen, I mean, to be honest, I'd probably say 25% of the dishes just changed within the first couple of days.
Having the aeroponic wall and things like that, it's a super sustainable way to produce food in a restaurant.
So this is what's going to be the viennetta that we spoke about. Basically, all these herbs are going to be used in one dessert. So what we're trying to do on the wall is we're trying to get it to the point where we've got these beautiful seasonal ingredients, select ones that are usually quite expensive to buy, but we've got them all year round. So we can now pick and choose what we want to grow. So whereas seasonality, you're always governed by this sort of pressure to get something on the menu, get it developed in time, and then by the time it's there for a month and a half in the UK, and then it's gone. It's one of those things that kind of frees up your creativity.
We grow lots of padron peppers, lots of peas. So it does have an impact. There's also stuff that we just use from the wall every day, which doesn't necessarily have a say on what we use, but we just get to actually use it as produce, so we don't have to buy in. We're always trying to look at what we throw away or what gets discarded and how we can utilise it.
Trying to make the sustainable choices in an opening is probably one of the most critical points. Once you start developing menus and start seeing what actually the customers want to order on the menu, that then generates a whole nother level of waste within your kitchen, which we then need to look at to make sure that we'll be limiting our food waste as much as possible.
Basically, it's to do with the supply chain, but we've got some really incredible suppliers. We've got these beautiful flatbreads. We're using the English snails, so we're using a brilliant supplier called Angry Monk at the moment, and they work with Old Spitalfield Veg Market to try and get second veg. Everyone frames sustainability as saying, what's hyper-seasonal, what's British? Well, actually, I've got 2 pallets of Turkish peppers arriving tomorrow that literally don't have a use. It's the end of the road.
The journey through the menu, the way you eat, is a little bit more based around the style of the kitchen. So we've got a line kitchen, so food sort of comes out from different areas of the kitchen in a bit more of a sporadic fashion.
The kitchen's sort of split up into 4 sections where food can come from. So here we've got the cold. First up there we've got the hot larder, the hot starters, then the grill, and then the pastry in the end. So yeah, it does have an impact on the food. Obviously, we've adapted dishes a certain way based on how the flow of the kitchen works. We don't design dishes around the kitchen, if that makes sense. Design the dish and then we try and put it into the kitchen and see how it develops. So it might evolve a few different ways depending on how we have to adapt.
So we had a lot of debate about whether or not to just do Fallow in the east of London, but Fallow has a very significant identity and like some very key signature dishes. Some of them can't be scaled. Also, we kind of just thought that we've got enough new ideas based on these sort of principles, sustainable principles, to play around with some new dishes.
The best thing on the menu is the blooming onion, in my opinion. I probably will never eat another one, but I probably spent 3 weeks deep frying onions. It's a really simple thing, isn't it? It's just a deep fried onion, but who would have thought that it's so difficult?
The skewers are really, really good. I think Will's worked really hard trying to make them as tasty as possible, but as speedy as possible and get them to the guests, like basically in really, really quick time from cooking to plate. I think he's come up with some really, really clever dishes and some really clever skewers. Yeah, it's super interesting.
I really like the cuttlefish fried toast covered in pork skin. It's pretty dirty. We're using cuttlefish instead of prawn, which is often don't come from the UK. It's delicious.
The banana's got to be up there, for sure. I think as a dish, it fully encapsulates every single thing that we stand for. It is the biggest waste product out of the commercial food industry, which is bananas. A product that we literally would have gone in the bin. And we've used skill, we've used finesse, and we've used technique. And I think it's just one of those dishes that come across every once in a while that is just pretty perfect.
I don't think the menu will ever be finished. I think it's constantly adapting, constantly evolving. Even dishes that we were quite comfortable with a couple of weeks ago have already adapted and changed, maybe to make a bit simpler in service so we can be a bit quicker. The general flavours are still the same, but maybe we've just removed a couple of things, made it a bit quicker.
Certain dishes, within a couple of months, will be set, and they'll probably stay for a few years at least. But I think certain parts of the menu will always constantly be in development, and we'll never really be happy. Full stop.
Ultimately, the thing is, with the menu, you can plan all you like. All you can really do is get it to the point where you're super, super happy with it. The main thing is that you're really, really confident and happy with what you're serving. Ultimately, it's just food that we want to eat, you know? That's quite a subjective thing, I guess. So you always run the risk of someone not liking something, and that's fine too. But yeah, I think we've done a good job with the menu. I'm really hoping that it lands with the customers firstly, but then any reviewer who comes in, it would just be a nice bonus if they enjoyed it too. At the end of the day, you don't cook for your reviewer, you cook for your customer.